Roboteers, stand by.
Hey, all you crazy cats and kittens, and welcome back to another episode of Roboteers Stand By, a robot combat podcast all about robot combat. With me, your usual host, my good self, Rob Taylor Hastings, and Sat.
Robot combat.
All about robot. I'm not even introduced to you yet, Mr. Okay, it's Perry. We all know it's Perry. Hello, Perry.
Oh, yeah. Who else is it going to be?
I don't know. These days, it could be anyone. Oh, it's a Tiger King special. I could have brought on Joe Exotic himself, or Doc Ansel, or Carol Baskin.
I would be immeasurably impressed if you managed to get hold of anyone from.
I know, right? They're a hot ticket. Actually, while we're here, Perry, this will be my head attire for the entire poddy.
Really?
So, oh yes, I'm full Joe Exotic, mate. I'm doing it, going in, leaning into it.
Right.
No. All right, fair. Is that the closest you've got to a cowboy hat?
Yes.
You look like you look like Captain Jean-Luc Picard on his winery. Is what you look like.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. You know what? The hat reveal, the double hat. They don't call you Perry Two Hats for nothing. That's fair. I'll give you that.
Damn straight.
How have you been this week in quarantine, Mr. Perrar?
I've been good.
Yeah.
It has all been kicking off on. Well, I work in film and TV.
You do?
Obviously, none of that, or at least I used to. Obviously, none of that's going on right now.
Correct.
So a lot of us are on a group called Movie Set Memes.
Okay.
And they've been recently running a competition to find out who is the best department.
Oh, now I know for a fact that this is a hotly contested debate at the best of times.
Yeah, basically, because I'm in the camera department,
mm-hmm.
and camera department is sort of famous for being quite up themselves and not very egotistical people. And I was like, we're not even going to get out the first round on this. Turns out we did. We made it all the way to the final.
Wow.
And right now, as I speak, the vote is being cast as to who's the best department between camera and sound.
No, how the hell did sound get that far?
I know, but it's not going well for us because, we're all egotistical, terrible people.
Yeah, and sound are the plucky underdogs.
Sound are ahead by at least 4,000 votes last time I looked.
They're ahead by 4,000 votes. Yeah, you're knackered, Perry. You're utterly knackered.
Basically, everyone else has banded together and gone against camera, which I'm not going to lie, I'm quite pleased with.
That's fair enough. What, even the food services, are they against you guys? The food services, are they banded against you? The craft food services?
Craft services, yes. I mean, sound beat them. I think that was mostly because people wanted to see sound v camera in the final.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's very much the Apollo versus Carbide when it comes to filmmaking. We all want to see it.
But yeah, that's literally been my week, has been movie set memes. Because as well, April the 1st, every April the 1st, they rename the group into something funny. And this year it was Gripta. Movie set dating, and so it's been filled with comedy profiles from thirsty filmmakers.
Perry, I think I speak for all of us when I say it sounds utterly hilarious.
It's
yeah. Let's move on from that.
I don't have what to do right now.
Well, we know one thing that we all want to hear about, Perry, and that is the Moss update. So please, a bit of Moss. Show us that Moss.
Moss.
We all want to see it. Get it out, mate. Get your moss out. Come on.
Bam.
Now, hang on. That's now in a jar. What happened to the lovely faceted vase thing? This is new moss.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you
Can't really
growing?
see it very well. It's all cloudy in there.
It looks
But
like a
yeah,
rainforest.
I had more moss. I had a jar, so I made another one.
Okay, well, I think we've got some connectivity issues at the moment here. We're dropping in and out, I think. But you're making even more moss in a mason jar.
Yeah, basically.
What are you going to do with the new moss?
Well, that's it. You know, I had more moss left over from the first one, so I stuck it in there with a rock.
Lovely.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I think you should trim down your outweight robot and give yourself a bit of weight allowance, and then just staple moss to it, mate. Do it.
Be a good idea.
It's what people are expecting. It's what people are expecting from you, the Mossman Perry. Do you want to know what's been going on in my life for the last week?
Yes, I do.
I rather foolishly bought Rachel, my wife, Animal Crossing, and I've not seen her since.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Like,
Yeah. I've never seen her become obsessed with a game like this before. It's insane. She's got her own little island now. She's befriended a rhino and a hippo. They're wonderful people. There's a drunk seagull. I'm on there now. I did spend about an hour this afternoon making a Roboteers standby official hoodie on Animal Crossing. So, you know, if you can.
Are you using Animal Crossing as a design tool to design merchandise for it?
Yeah, I've moved on from Photoshop, mate. I'm using Animal Crossing as our official. Oh yeah, way cheaper. Yeah. Actually, I did promise I've got to do a big old shout out. Okay. So to Zoe Wood, who last night invited Rachel to her island and gave her all the fruits, mate. Gave her all the fruits, and to mine. Wonderful stuff. Zoe, you're a goddamn legend and a diamond and a star. So thank you for that. That helped out a lot. Also, I've been reading a bit of Lovecraft as well.
You've been reading?
I know, that's the biggest shock, isn't it? I have been reading, yeah. I opened a book and I turned the pages as I got to the bottom of the line, the black lines with the squiggles, and then I went to the next page.
I'm genuinely shocked.
I know, yeah. Lovecraft is great, man.
It must be tough.
Times are really tough, dude. Rachel was on the Switch and I was reading in bed last night, which was Bizarro World. Utterly Bizarro World.
Yeah. I can't picture that.
I know.
The other way around, I've got, of course. But cool. I can't picture it that way around.
I know. I'll take a picture next time. I'll take a picture of me and Rachel in bed just for you, Perry. How does that sound?
That's fair.
I thought you'd like that.
Also,
please hit me up.
I haven't mentioned yet, which I meant to mention first of all before we did anything else, and then I got massively sidetracked.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Congratulations to you too.
I know. Thank you.
Well done, Perry.
Also, congratulations to all the winners and everyone who entered the Scrapplebots competition. Me and Rob both came runners-up in our respective categories.
That's right. We put in equal amount of effort and got equal amount of reward. That's what happened. Mm-hmm.
Exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, they raised 250 quid.
Yeah.
Russell.
Which is amazing. Very well done. Hang on, I'm just going to frantically search for it, see if I can talk about the winners, because there was 3 categories: adult, children, and the meme, or the silly version. 3 winners, 3 runners up. We both won a BattleBox t-shirt.
In a judge's decision, which isn't the first time that's happened to
Blacksmith. Yes. That's probably why they did it, Barry, just for the meme ability of it, really. Come on, is that it? No, that's it. God, they post an awful lot, don't they? Jesus Christ. There it is. Sergeant Bash by Tombo Baxter, who was part of our quiz last week. He came in first. It is Sergeant Bash beating you out there, Perry. I think it's fair. Another wheelie big cheese.
I very nearly did a bash myself, which would have been awful.
Oh, God,
we could have bash off then.
Yeah, 2 people bashing themselves in a competition. It's just, just the one's fine. Another really big cheese won the kids category. Well done, Alexandria Walmsley. Very well done.
Very nice entry.
It was an all right Willoughby. It wasn't as good as mine, but whatever. And the runner-up of that was Lars Elliott with his Vanquish, and beating me out on the Shunty McShunt post, or the silly funny category, was Julie Bin. Is that? Yeah, with their own Whiplash, which is basically a box cutter on a box. So even less effort than I put in. So I think it bow down.
It was mainly down to the name.
Yeah,
which was we have Whiplash at home.
And then it's very good.
Yeah,
very
good.
Very well done. Very well done. Also, this week I tuned into a bit of World of Woodrow. Mr. Jevon over there did a wonderful YouTube video, another one of his World of Woodrow's weekly updates, and actually we starred in it, Perry, which was amazing. Gave us a good old shout out. So thank you again, Jevon, for that. This is our shout out for World of Woodrow. Go check out his YouTube channel on YouTube, World of Woodrow. Check it out. It's really good. Yep. He knows more about it than we do. His news section, I know, his news section has news, Perry. It has actual news in it. And he does comparisons, and he talks about things with knowledge, and it's informative and also entertaining. I don't know how he does it. I want nothing to do with it except for the shout outs from it. That's all I want.
Okay.
I know, right? We're all caught up. Anything else to add, Perry? You've already got your moss out. Hang on. No, I have seen
everyone on Shunt Posting for organising this contest.
I agree entirely. Let's do
Kept
more.
me busy. Also.
Yeah, keep Perry busy, raise money for charity, and get us all together doing stuff. Lovely. And unfortunately, now Perry's finished that, you've also bought yourself a forge or a smelter or something. Yeah.
Forge,
for God's sake. So what? Yeah. What? Okay. Why? How? When? What for? What are you going to do with it? Do MI5 have your details now? What are you building first? What are you aiming to do? Tell me everything.
It's just like a metal box with a couple of burners on it that's filled with ceramic wool and fire bricks, and it's for heating up metal very hot.
Yes.
So I can then hit it with a hammer and make it into whatever shape I want. In theory.
And what shapes are you going to make, Perry?
Well, first of all, probably a stick.
Oh.
That's good. I just got to play around with the basics, make it like a poker, an S clip.
Yep.
Things like that. But I want to try and make knives.
Someone take that sound clip. That's just you in a nutshell.
Want to try and make knives. Emphasis on.
Yeah. If you end up making forks accidentally, Perry, egg on your face.
We'll see how it goes.
I know, we will do. We will do indeed. We're in full lockdown on our end now. So we went and did a massive shop. We spent 200 quid on food because we're locking down for 2.5 weeks. Not seeing anyone. Not going out at all.
You mean like you're supposed to have been doing up until this point?
But we haven't. We're not even going out for exercise anymore, and we're not going to go out for shops. We're just going to we've locked down fully. We're in a hermetically sealed flat. We're going nowhere.
Window open.
No, I'm cracking the window, mate. We're going to eat the cats as well.
Impressive.
Yeah, I know, right? So yeah, we're going to do that. So that's going to be fun. And then hopefully Boris Johnson doesn't die, because that will probably tank the pound and people will be sad or something. I don't know. And then all will be fine. The end. Done. And then we can go back to normal things. I can see you in real life. Not have to worry about internet latency and lag and all that shit. And all good.
I think when this is over, we definitely have to go to the diner and eat massive, filthy burgers.
You know what? I agree. Nowhere does better American-esque food than the diner, except for the restaurant on the side of a tiger paddock in Exotic Joe's GW Zoo. Don't you agree?
Seamlessly segued there. Absolutely seamless.
What a segue, because we're jumping on the bandwagon here with this episode, because the only other thing we're talking about is Tiger King. Perry, you're obsessed with it as much as me. Please tell me that's the case.
Yeah, it's bizarre. If you haven't seen it, go and watch it, because you're like, okay, it's like, going to be a documentary about some guy who's like a bit of a character who owns a tiger park. He's probably not going to come out of this well. Let's see how it goes. And it's got everything. It's got murder. It's got drug lords.
Yeah.
It's got attempted murder. It's got tigers.
It's got a polyamorous gay marriage. It's good stuff. It's amazing.
It's just, I wasn't expecting it.
No, I mean, as a we're talking about being in the film industry. As a documentary maker, as Rachel wants to go into doing as well, like, what kind of gold mine? What's that feeling when you stumble across that kind of vein of just adventure and story and intrigue and just insanity? You must sit back and go, holy shit, what do I even do with this? I need to capture everything.
Yeah, I feel so bad for that. That documentary maker who was making a reality TV show out of it.
Yeah, right. And then, well, we don't want to do spoilers, but it didn't go well. Let's put it that way. So good.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't believe we're actually doing this, but yeah, we're doing a Tiger King themed episode. Something that is quite possibly as far from robot combat as it's possible to be.
Agreed, although I could definitely see Joe Exotic getting involved in robot combat. It feels like it's kind of his thing, It's that kind of like extravagance, that kind of insanity, that kind of turn it up to 11 kind of thing that Joe Exotic loves to do.
I don't think he'd even qualify.
Oh, no, he wouldn't qualify, which is good for you to say, Perry, because the two robots we're going to talk about today, I think they're probably, it's fair to say, lesser known robots.
We did spend all of about, 10 minutes Googling, trying to find tiger-themed robots.
Yeah, we found two.
We found two.
Well, there was one I did. I found another one, but it was exclusively on the PS1 Robot Wars game. So I don't know if that counts.
Yeah, I don't think that one counts either.
Yeah.
And yours is technically a tiger shark.
Technically, absolutely technically. But we're gonna set this up like Joe Exotic versus Carol Baskin, and I've got the hat on, so I'm being Joe Exotic. I'm Joe Exotic. That means you're Carol Baskin, you bitch. That's
so I've got to feed my husband to some tigers.
Allegedly feed your husband to some tigers. She definitely did that, without a doubt in my mind. 100%. 100%. Right? What do you think, Perry? Right? Surely.
Yeah, it's not looking good for her.
Not. I mean, the evidence is my favorite. It is spoilers to say. My favorite line in one of the episodes is when they're talking, but Joe Exotic's talking about how one of his park workers or the documentary crew set him up and put perfume on his shoes so the tigers would attack. And then it just cuts straight back to Carol Baskin after episodes of her being accused of feeding her husband to the tigers, being like, yeah, you don't put perfume on someone's shoes, you smear sardine oil on their shoes. I'm like, wait a minute, Carol.
Like sardine oil is what you need.
Yeah, you jumped on that a bit quick there, Carol. So both of our robots here are extravagant losers. Let's put it that way.
Extravagant might be a bit of a...
There's interesting backstories. You start scraping away at it and you go, hang on, there's more to this than meets the eye. Do you want to go first, Perry? Or shall I jump on?
You go first, because I don't know much about yours.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, I mean, I made a Google Doc earlier today, and I have been just using the Robot Wars wiki and a bit of research. So yeah, as we said earlier, the one I'm going to introduce to us all is Tiger Shark. Tiger Shark. Do you remember Tiger Shark at all, Perry?
I do not.
That's fair. Well, I mean, kind of away from the tiger aspect, its kind of predecessor is Sharky. So not Noel Sharky, I'd like to point that out, which I kept finding whilst Googling Robot Wars Sharky. kept saying Noel Sharkey, not that Sharkey, I wanted Sharkey. Now, Sharkey is from a team made of a guy called Sean Wilson, a guy called Paul Kitchener, and a guy called Darren Kimber. Now, they entered Scorpion in Series 2. Do you remember Scorpion in Series 2?
No, I've tried to blank out as much of Series 2 as possible.
Yeah, me too. I could not remember it. I Googled it, kept finding the other Scorpion from Series like 4 or 5, so that wasn't useful. But I'm reliably informed they had entered Series 2 with a Scorpion. They then made, I think, a super heavyweight championship robot called Sharky. Now, this is just your usual fare of a silver box, Perry. It's just a silver box, as you'd imagine, with a shark mouth.
That was a very competitive design once upon a time.
Oh, absolutely right. The silver box of old. If it could ram into something, it was considered a championship contender. Yeah, we just had a shark mouth painted on the front of it, and I think it was super heavyweight. It was like over 90 kgs, but unfortunately, it was cancelled. The super heavyweight championship was cancelled. So that's like strike one against this kind of ill-fated team. Sharky, super heavyweight robot. The whole championship gets cancelled. It's panned. It's scrapped. Real shame. But then they converted it into Tiger Shark, which is where the tiger comes in. So it's Tiger King, Tiger Shark, which again, I think...
Tiger Shark's not a tiger, though.
Yeah, but it's stripy, isn't it?
A little bit.
A little bit stripy. So, you know, granted, on that kind of qualification, we could be entering zebras as well, but we're not. So, still. Yeah, Tiger Shark. So it's like a boxy wedge. You know, the classic boxy wedge. Just like kind of a low-angled wedge, mostly boxy. It's stripy, as you'd imagine. That kind of sharky mouth is in there still, but this time it's got like the deep, perplexing stare eyes of a tiger shark that's seen all too much. Like, I think they're lights as eyes, but it's just giving it that kind of like, oh dear, I've seen too much kind of stare. That, again, the tigers of GW Zoo definitely have, because they've seen too much. Because again, the episode where one of the zookeepers gets an arm ripped off, and the first thing Joe Exotic does is put on his own custom-made medic's coat. The man has no health and safety or medical training. It's insane. It's insane. Oh, we are not going to financially recover from this. Say again.
Have you seen the Louis Theroux documentary as well?
Oh, what, on the GW Zoo?
Yeah.
I've not at all. Now, is anywhere near as crazy?
It's not anywhere near as crazy. He doesn't come out of it anywhere near as badly. I think it was earlier, quite before the proper insanity had set in. He only had 176 tigers at that point.
Oh, everyone's got 170. Everyone has 176 tigers, Perry. That's nothing. Crazy. I mean, I bet Louis Theroux's kicking himself. He got there too early. Oh, Theroux. Real shame.
He's still like getting a load of views off this Tiger King.
That's true enough. He did no work, and all of a sudden,
I heard a rumor that there's another episode of Tiger King coming out as well.
So did I, Perry. So did I. I got very excited about that because I want to go back. I kept saying I just want to be able to watch that thing again for a first time again. You know, I love it that much. And a new episode comes out. What is it, Perry? What could possibly have happened?
I don't know. Every single episode has been getting more and more bonkers as it goes along. So, I mean,
yeah.
God knows. It'd probably be Joe Exotic discovering and starting coronavirus or something.
Yeah, but it's got to go only where the new Fast and Furious film can go. He's going to space. It's going to be Joe Exotic on the moon. It can only be that.
Space tigers.
I'm the Space Tiger King. Yeehaw! Now we're back to Tiger Shark. We've got ourselves a low-angled wedge. It's all stripy. It's got the 1,000-yard stare. And it has one of those, I think it's a pneumatic flipper, like a flipper arm, similar to Vercingetorix's kind of pneumatic flipper arm thingy. Top speed of 15 to 20 miles per hour. A weight of 90 kg. So still a chunky boy, top end back then for the heavyweights as well. And powered by two Bosch 750-watt motors. What do you think of that, Perry? For those listening, he's nodding and just says, yeah, very good. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think it was Team Y actually recently put a post up that was comparing old battle bots from like the early 2000s to now, and it was just comparing a few things like the size and weight of the batteries and the size and weight of the motors and the size and weight of the speed controllers. And back then, everything just weighed a ton. Like it was the advances that have come on in such a short space of time have been incredible. But as they said, how the hell did anyone have any room for any weapons or armor back then?
Yeah,
I don't.
I have no idea. That's why things are as massive as like Detonator are. Big up to you, Rara. Because they've got to fit like petrol engines in these sodding things as well as like maybe some sort of armament. Who knows? So
we should bring back petrol engine. Well, I mean, Ice Wave still does it.
Ice Wave, yeah, 100%, 100%. Just run in there and just ring ding ding ring ding ding. We're ready. All right, here we go. I presume that's what they do.
Stalled. Ah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. So Tiger Shark is made of tubular steel chassis with bolted-on aluminium panels. What do you feel about that, Perry? How do you feel about our robot being tubular steel with aluminium panels?
Our robot.
Yeah, we're gonna get some. Maybe we get some inspiration from the Tiger Shark.
Back then, that was how you made a robot. Aluminium panels for armor. Nothing's going to get through that. And then, even Hypnodisc back in the day. Hypnodisc used that like diamond plate aluminium as its armor.
That kind of ribbed flooring that everyone used.
Yeah, and it was fine. And these days, it's just
Yeah, less said about that, the better. So the history of Tiger Shark, right? Basically, they tried to get into 2 series in a row and failed both times. Like, I don't think this Tiger Shark's been televised, which is why I'm so excited to find it. If it has been, I don't think it was on Robot Wars. Feel free to correct me, as you all always do, because you know more than I do. But whatever. So with Series 4, it came under its original name, so just Sharky. And after its conversion to heavyweight, Sharky attempted to qualify for Series 4, facing Warthog in its qualifier. But despite lasting to the end of the battle and winning, Sharky failed to qualify. Meanwhile, Warthog received a discretionary place in Series 4 regardless. So they won their qualifier, but they didn't get in. I'm very curious. I tried to find more info on that as to why that would be. Could not find it to save my life. I'm going to presume it's going to be that bitch Carol Baskin being the reason, number 1. And number 2, probably something to do with Doc Hansel. I don't know. But after that upset, absolute disaster, the devastation, Series 5, Tiger Shark attended the Birmingham leg of the tour. Big up the Brummies. Come on. Hometown, Perry.
Was that the one that you were?
What, with the Robo Babes?
Yeah.
I should hope not. I should hope nothing happened there. I hope that gets sponged from history. Just taken out of everyone's collective memories. It was drawn against Atomic 2. Do you remember Atomic 2?
Oh, I remember the name.
Yes, I thought you might. Hang on, I'm just going to try and describe it to you. So Atomic 2, yellow kind of box with a lifting red wedge on the front of it. A little bit behemouthy, but kind of lower than that. Came from Worcestershire. Flipper and pneumatic spike. I'm going to try and show you. I'm try and show everyone this from the Robot Wars wiki. Hang on. Remember that, Perry? Remember this? Do you remember that, Perry? Look at it. Look at it. Do you remember it?
You've kind of scrolled down a bit, and we can only see a little bit of it.
For God's sake! There we go. There we are. You can also see on my tabs I'm looking for bespoke fitted bedrooms as well. That one.
Oh, you do remember that, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I remember the lifting arms getting torn off it at some point. I believe by Hypnodisc.
Oh, hang on. Shall we see if Perry's knowledge is good? Hang on. I'm just going to go with yes. I'm willing to just bet that yes, Perry. I really am. Hang on. Atomic 2's weapon is torn off by Hypnodisc, and there's pictures. Very well done, Perry. Very well done. Impressive work. Anyway, yeah. So for its
I don't remember
qualifier,
the names of someone I've just met, but can remember details from robot fights from like 20 years ago.
that's why you're up. That's why you're the co-star of this podcast, Perry, because you actually have ridiculous knowledge on useless crap. Well done. Very, very, very well done. So picture it. You know what they look like. Tiger Shark and Atomic 2 going head to head here for the qualifier of Series 5. Sadly, Tiger Shark was repeatedly flipped over by Atomic 2 and that little flippy arm thingy, but it self-righted after every attack, but it became wedged on the arena wall, classic, and then it got flipped out of the arena, which means it's 2 attempts to qualify for a series. Tiger Shark never got in. I mean, it's a sad, sad day.
Is it?
Well, I mean, you know, if you define sad for this very specific situation, then yeah, I could see it being.
Not if you see a mediocre robot called Tiger Shark get destroyed by other much better robots.
Correct. Real shame. It's a national tragedy. Anyway, that's me, Joe Exotic's entry into ridiculous tiger robot. Perry.
Even though it's not really a tiger.
All right, mate. How about you back it up, Carol Baskin? All right, because you are the Carol Baskin of this podcast. Let's face facts. Most likely to kill their husband. Most likely to dress up as some sort of hippie chick and go bicycling and get assassinated. I've always said it about you.
I've never used the phrase, hey, cool cats and kittens.
You sure?
It can't be 100%.
Can't be 100%, can you? You can't. You won't put money on it. Why don't you tell us all about Tiger Cat?
Tiger Cat.
Mm-hmm.
Tiger Cat, the story of Tiger Cat is a story of just disappointment after disappointment. Crushing disappointment after disappointment. It is a team called Dynamic Duo from New York. Entered.
2 Daves. The 2 Daves.
2 Daves. They entered a robot called The Wife into Robot Wars Extreme Warriors. And The Wife was... It kind of looks a bit like, you know, those machines they use for moving shopping trolleys around?
But they're people, Perry. They have names and they're...
No, they have those, like, when they strap a load of them together and strap them into, like, one little thing for moving them.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Anyway.
To give you that.
Yeah. It looks a bit like a sort of one of them.
It does. I'm looking at it right now. You're not wrong.
Anyway, didn't work. It was... Yeah, they couldn't get it working. They had problems with their failsafe. And so they got given Tiger Cat as a ringer to, you know, bump up the numbers because they're like, oh, we can't have these guys just like forfeit. The punters want some blood. Here you go. And they hated Tiger Cat. They thought it was terrible. And so did their opponents. Were Manta. Not that Manta.
Not that Manta. I wish.
It was an American team, as this was the American series. And both teams... Actually, I should probably describe it first. It's a box with a wedge on the front. Basically like Mortis, with an axe center line on the top. And a big grinning tiger face on the front. And it's covered in tiger fur. Presumably not real tiger fur. Fake tiger fur. And yeah, the Team Dynamic Duo and their opponents both conspired together and doused it in WD-40 before going into the arena. And yeah, in its first fight, which was, I believe, supposed to be a rematch of the Civil War, North versus South, it didn't do anything. It sort of, bumbled around. Manta, who was attacking it, had a small spinning disc at the front, and that took off the side panel, ripped off its face, and then they sort of managed to wobble back over one of the flame jets in the arena and set themselves on fire. And that was it. Was fairly ignoble entrance and exit for Team Dynamic Duo, who not wanting to really, pile on the hate. Well, not hate, but you know what I mean. They then tried to enter much later season 4.0 of BattleBots with Yellow Jacket, a lightweight, Killer Wasp, a middleweight, Bumblebee, a heavyweight, which was essentially a renamed version of the wife, and Queen Bee, a super heavyweight. All 4 robots forfeited their first matches in this season due to various technical issues.
Yeah.
Yellow Jacket not even being assembled in time to fight.
I love that they kept having a stab at the same, we know we like Wasps and Yellow Jackets and Hornets, we're just going to keep going at the bee thing. We'll get there one day.
Yep. And then they tried to return for season 5 with a lightweight called Overwhelming Force 59, so entering just the one instead of the multiple bots. But as with all of their previous robots, it was forced to forfeit because of technical issues.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't really talk. We haven't entered any fighting robot tournaments with a working robot, but...
And they tried to enter 4 at a time, which is,
it does seem something that you should really, sort out beforehand.
Well, yeah, sure. The closest I've come to is a bog roll attached to 2 ends of a wrapping paper tube and one a t-shirt, though, so...
It works.
Got a t-shirt.
Well.
Got a t-shirt out of it, which is more than these guys can say. I'm just looking at its wiki as well. Apparently, Tiger Cat was the only loner bot to be used in the same series twice by 2 different teams.
Yes. It was entered into the championship as well, replacing Conquering Clown after it withdrew due to technical issues again. In its heat, it fought Close Enough, Ripper Raptor, Manta again, and Rosie the Riveter and Mad Cow, and did not do well.
So clearly the production team have made this god-awful robot, put tiger fur on it and gone, best of luck, guys. Enjoy this crap fest.
It's like 96 kilos and it's only 2-wheel drive. Like, I
know, it's insane. Massive lump of metal.
It's not like it has any decent armor either.
I know. Lord knows. Although I will say, just going back to Conquering Clown, I just looked at its wiki and thank Christ that wasn't committed to TV at all. My God, it is terrifying, Perry.
Is it?
It's as scary as you'd think a clown robot could possibly be.
God.
Thank you. Isn't it just?
Oh.
Horrific. Yeah. I can't describe it. It's like if a clown in a wheelchair was struck by a nuclear wave and then they fused together, and in the process the nuclear fire burnt his arms off. That's what Conquering Clown looks like. It's a good job. It's not a famous robot.
Yeah, and whoever was designing it, their only sort of, reference for the human form was one of those wacky arm-waving inflatable tube guys.
Yeah, some sort of lizard person is like, yes, I also know what humans look like. Yeesh. All right, so in a way, actually, maybe Tiger Cat saved us more than we know.
Saved us from seeing a robot called The Wife.
The Wife. Yeah, and Conquering Clown.
And Conquering Clown.
There we go.
I kind of want to see that fight.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, I'm kind of tempted to go back and watch that old Robot Combat. I'm never going back to Series 2. Never go near it, Perry.
We've got to finish it at some point.
I don't think we do. If we ever make a Patreon.
We'll smash them all out.
Yeah, in one bumper episode.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a listen along to the whole series.
Hey, we've got nothing but time and no robot fighting going on.
No, not the truth. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, right. Yeah, now all the robot lives got pushed back as well now. Gosh, man, it's gonna be a long time until we see our robot combat peeps, you know? It's a real shame. Although time to build something on my end, I suppose. Say again?
It's going to be good when it finally happens, though.
Oh, mate, it's going to be a celebration. Fireworks indoors. Let's do it. So if these two ever came together, Tiger Shark and Tiger Cat, in a classic Joe Exotic Carol Baskin spat, who do you think is going to, how can I put it, who's going to spend $3,000 on assassinating the other? Who's going straight to prison for attempted murder?
So no, I haven't seen Tiger Shark perform in the arena, but I'm willing to bet it's better than Tiger Cats. Tiger Cats never really worked.
Yeah, Flipper versus Hammerbot. I mean, we've seen it happen before. Never really comes out well for us hammerers.
Even if they're both working, my money would probably still be on Tiger Shark.
That's fair. That's fair. Actually, talking about Hammerbots, we don't even. You've not shown us your finished blacksmith. Let's see it, Perry. Whip it out, mate. Whip out your blacksmith. Come on. We all want to see it.
Oh, my wedgelets are coming off.
Now, is it? I'm guessing. Is it perfectly to scale? What scale are we at here? Oh, it's good.
How's that?
That's very good. Is that 2-to-1 scale? 1-to-2? What is that?
I kind of just eyeballed it and said, well, it looked mostly square. 30 centimeters sounds about right, and just made it off of that.
Let's see it again. Lift it up. Let's have a look at it. Want to look at it, Barry? Does that hammer move?
It does. Oh, the thing fell off.
Oh no. Let's lift it up a bit so we can see it. Come on, let's have a little looky. There we go. If you're just listening, ladies and gents, just Perry showing off a cardboard box, basically. But it's a very nice cardboard box. I like the penmanship of the blacksmith logo on the front there. I like that a lot. It's been very proud. I've seen a lot of people asking what it's made out of. So the cogs in the middle there, what is that?
It's polystyrene covered it in like corrugated cardboard.
Very, very good. Very good.
And tinfoil. A lot of tinfoil.
Did I see you say you counted the rivets on photos to ensure that it was perfectly accurate?
I did, and then I balls it up and got the wrong number.
How?
Because I was like, okay, there's 6 bolts in there. Right, I'll do 12 things, and then I'll do every other one. That'll work.
Right.
But yeah, that's not how numbers work.
No, I made the same mistake, mate. I'd have made exactly the same mistake.
Yeah. Realised after I put it in was like, no one will count that. And then, yeah, Sarah counted them and called me a nerd for getting it right.
Damn it. So well, you got it right. That's important. That's important.
No, I don't think she got it. She counted correctly.
So, Perry, I mean, you know, I'm pretty happy. I think that's our Tiger King special, Perry.
Well, are you going to show me really big Corona?
I can't.
Why not?
Because my tiger destroyed it. Loki Buttons MD started nibbling it, as I showed the last episode, I believe, and I thought that was it. And then I came in one morning and he had decimated it, like it was in 1,000 pieces.
Well, those toilet rolls are like pretty expensive these days.
I know. I'm fully aware. I had that conversation. That was a thing. So,
how furious was your wife?
I mean, she saw the funny side, so that's the important thing, isn't it? Really, saw the funny side. So yeah, it's gone. I can't even. Is there any part of it? No, it's all been. Yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. There we go. Real shame. Real shame. Oh yes, I didn't mention we had our quiz last week as well. We did our bit of a pub quiz on the go. First one. It was pretty good actually. Needs some work on it, but I'm pretty happy with how it went. But if you want to have another one, team, say in the comments down below. If you want to have another cheeky pub quiz, we'll do it on our Facebook again. I think it went all right. Yeah, right, Perry? Yeah. Next time I'll let you help with the structuring of it because that's how we'll make it better.
In theory.
In theory, 100%. Absolutely. Bless you. All right, well, we're going to call that it for another week. But I can tell you this. Carol Baskin for surely made her husband die. That we are sure of. Here on Roboteers, stand by. We see y'all next week, you crazy cats and kittens. Wave, Perry.
But what if she didn't know?
But she just waved because we know for a fact, Perry. We know for a fact, don't we? Admit we know for a fact.
No.
Mm.